What up, what up? This is Coach Liebs, and welcome to episode 45 of Coach Talk. Exciting post-game recap for you guys today. We got a 42-22 win over Del Barton in our first-round playoff game this weekend. It was a really great team win, a game where we played really well on the offensive side of the ball, I thought, but one that played out much differently, I think, than we expected. It was like 42-7. Late in the game, and we kind of took our foot off the gas, tried to get some seniors that hadn't played much, tried to get them some reps, got some younger guys in. Del Barton ended up scoring 2 late touchdowns to make the score kind of look a lot closer than it was. We weren't necessarily happy as coaches and as veteran players with the way we finished the game, but with that said, in hindsight, it was nice, particularly for the receivers. We had 2 senior receivers that are 2 kids that did everything right. They bust their butt every day. They've shown up to every practice since June, and they were able to finish the game for us, which was great. Everyone was very supportive of them. The other receivers were happy that they were able to get some reps, despite the fact that we kind of let our foot off the gas. Let them, get some momentum in the end and score some late garbage points, which is disappointing. But all in all, a great team win. But kind of like I said, it was pouring rain. If you were listening to the podcast leading up to this game, that we were expecting rain. We prepared for rain all week. And we as receivers, the big debate for us was, how wet is it going to be? Is it going to be an environment where we can wear our gloves, or are gloves going to be a complete detriment to our ability to catch the ball? And we didn't really know what to think. And it was interesting. We went into pregame warmups, and it was downpouring. The hardest it rained all day was in pregame warmups, and the balls were soaking wet. Everything was wet, and so all the kids were wearing gloves in pregame. And as a wide receivers coach, I can't think of a moment that was much more embarrassing than watching our team warm up before this game. We probably caught 3 or 4 total balls the entire pregame. We dropped every single ball that was thrown to us, and it was top to bottom, from our most consistent players to some of our least consistent players, on hitch routes, on slant routes. No matter what it was, we literally could not catch anything. The ball was so wet. Kids had gloves on in pregame. They took them off. They were still dropping the ball. Like it was a mess. So we went into the game, as coaches, we kind of looked around at each other like, oh my goodness, this is going to be even worse than we thought it was. And in our heads, kind of like eliminated the pass game. Kind of we're thinking, all right, what are all the different ways we can formation these guys to run the ball? Because we're going to have to score every single point on the ground. And then you look up at after the end of the first half, and we threw 2 touchdowns in the first half, ended up throwing 3 touchdowns total, and actually played really well at the receiver position, didn't have any drops. We only threw the ball 6-7 times. But we were efficient. We made the plays and the ball was thrown to us. I think it was probably the 4th or 5th play of the game. We threw what we call crack seam. Kind of had, our plan at receiver was to flat lead, and go dig out some of these safeties that were downhill all day. They like to play with, 9 guys in the box and get their safeties involved in the run game. So as receivers, we took a lot of pride this week in our responsibility to flat lead and go dig these safeties out and make sure they're not a factor in the run game. So we did that for about the first 3 or 4 plays. We ran the ball, and then like play 4 or 5, we took a shot and scored a 60-yard touchdown through the air. And that was kind of from there what we kind of just took off, and the momentum was with us. We were able to control the ball, on the ground. We played pretty much a mistake-free game as far as penalties. Maybe a couple penalties late, but nothing I can really think of that was detrimental to us. So we played a clean game, and it was one that, again, if you were following leading up to the game, we knew we were better than this team. We knew everything that was at stake, and it was just a matter of us handling our business like professionals, coming in there with discipline and with focus and just executing. And that's kind of what it comes down to against teams where you have a physical advantage, where you have a talent advantage, and it just comes down to executing your job, at the highest level possible, and it kind of should take care of itself. And all those reps in the summer, all the work you've put in, eventually pays forward in these kind of games, and it did for us. It was a dominating performance by us. We continued to put up a lot of points on offense, and we've kind of changed our identity as an offense, going to more 2 tight end sets, 21 personnel sets, 12 personnel sets, and really running the football first. As you guys know, we have 2 of the best running backs in New Jersey, if not 2 of the best running backs in all of high school football. And they've really carried us the last 4 or 5 weeks. We've won our last 3 games in a row. So we're feeling really good. And the most exciting part about all of this, despite the fact the receivers played well, despite the fact that we threw 3 touchdowns in the rain, which was great, and it was just very ironic. kind of watching the pregame warm-up, seeing how bad we were and how embarrassing it was, for me and us as a group. We were looking around each other like, Coach, they were like, Coach, we're trying. Like, they were attaching their eyes to the ball. They were exaggerating their eyes, and it was just soaking wet. But then you get to the game, and the cool thing about high school football is you're allowed to use as many game balls as you want. There's no limit to how many game balls you can check in. So we had two freshman football players who were on the sideline with us. They had about 17 balls, and they were rotating a new football in the game every play. And as long as you're not slowing the refs down, as long as they don't have to go looking for you or you're not interrupting the pace of play, you can continue to sub a new ball in the rain and play with a pretty dry ball. So the worst conditions for us was in pregame. The rain kind of tapered off during the game. Obviously, we were playing with better footballs, and like I said, we were able to make every play. And the thing I'm most proud of is we blocked our butts off. They really, really blocked incredibly on the edge, probably our best blocking game on the edge, and sprung a lot of big plays, but also just wore their secondary down so that when we did take shots, we were able to make plays on them. But again, kind of full circle now, the most exciting thing about this win is the fact that now we get to play Bergen Catholic for a chance to go to a state championship game. And I don't think anyone could have asked for anything different. We lost to Bergen 14-13 at their place in week 4. And I think for these seniors, there's no better result than being able to get revenge on them and go back to their place on a Saturday at 1 o'clock. And, you win and you're in. That's kind of the mentality right now. We're in, not that we feel desperate, but we're kind of operating in desperation mode, understanding the urgency that we need to get this week of practice, and make it the best week of practice we can, and just be really on top of every detail and take advantage of every second we have to prepare for this game, because it would be a dream come true for these guys to end their senior year or continue their senior year and kind of cap it off with a win against Bergen for a chance to play in MetLife and Giant Stadium for a state championship. So really exciting stuff. I mean, it's the best rivalry in New Jersey, one of the best high school rivalries, in all of America. And I'm blessed that I get to be a part of it, for a second time in 1 year. It lived up to its billing the first time. Everyone has so much hype about this game, the atmosphere, how much the kids care, the emotion, and it lived up to the hype. The first time we played them, obviously came out on the short end, but we feel much better about our football team now than we did then. I think we're playing much, much better on offense. I think we've kind of found our identity. I think everyone's kind of filling their roles now, and they know what to expect. They know what's expected of them, and everyone's bought in and super fired up. So I'm excited. Like I said, just a really exciting time for us and something that everyone's looking forward to. Bergen Catholic played Seton Hall Prep, who, if you wanted to ask us what's the easiest road to the state championship, if Seton Hall Prep had somehow upset Bergen Catholic, I think we'd feel better about our chances to beat Seton Hall Prep. We know Bergen Catholic's going to be a dogfight, but nobody wanted that. Nobody wanted the easy way out. We wanted to play Bergen at their place and go beat them at home and get revenge for a game that we felt like we should have won earlier in the year. And I think everyone's really excited for that. And it was cool to get a playoff win, especially after going 2-8 last year, to now finish 5-4 in the regular season, win a home playoff game, especially in that weather and the way we won it. It's just exciting for all of us, and we've got a lot of good momentum going. And if it's fun to coach and fun to play in a program where you can just feel that momentum build. And every day is exciting. Everyone's a little bit more locked in meetings. Everyone's a little bit more bought into doing the little things, and it makes it really easy to coach when you got great kids like that who are doing things the right way. Just a quick recap of the weekend. We're now 6-4, going to play Bergen Catholic in the state semifinals for a chance to play for a championship. Doesn't get any better than this. You want to talk about what playoff football is all about? This is as good as it gets right here. So we're excited, and I'll update you guys on kind of the message for the week as we go. But there's not much that needs to be said. Strap it up, get ready to play the game of your lives. That's all I got. Coach Liebs here, episode 45 on a Monday. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.